drugs. What can you do about them? You can fight them, declare war on them, but that can only get you so far. You can take them, can abuse them, but that can only get you so far. How about selling them? How far can that get you? Well, if your name happens to be Escobar, that can get you all the way to the White House, but usually, not too far. Now please try saying that to William Jardine and the British Empire. William Jardine was an interesting fella to say the least. Born in the year 1784 in Dumfriesshire, Scotland, to relatively impoverished family, Jardine, like literally every other drug lord, had to make it out the mud. Now, I wouldn't say he was sleeping on the floor, nothing in the fridge, and turned to handling some of the good old devil's lettuce for survival. But having 9 siblings, with his father dying when he was just 9, certainly meant that he found himself in some dire situations. With that being said, Jardine was definitely not your common drug lord. No, at a young age, he didn't post cringy-ass Snapchat stories, zooming in out of said weed with max volume, the baby playing in the background. No, unlike those wasteful youths starving for their trinkets of clout, he knew better and said, fuck it, I'ma be a surgeon. So he did, and he became a pretty goddamn good one too. Now, you might be posing the question, how the hell does a Scottish surgeon become the greatest drug lord in history? And that's a great question, because I was as surprised as you when I learned that his whole drug dealing shtick started when he realized that selling narcotics on a boat was way more profitable than practicing medicine. So I guess just like that, the greatest drug lord in history was born, an ambitious Scottish surgeon who threw all his morality out the window. The absolute menace. You smell that? It smells like 86 unpredictability to me. Now let me try to summarize how Jardine became such a powerful drug lord. But first, what is opium? Opium is a highly, and when I mean highly addictive drug that is extracted from an opium poppy plant. And surprise, surprise, who had a literal shitload of these poppy plants just laying around? India. And who had the smart plan of quitting his job in the East India Company as a surgeon to capitalize on the major trade deficit between China and Britain by setting up a trading house in Canton? Yep, you guessed it, Jardine. And his partner Matheson, but mostly Jardine. 99 opium. You might not have heard of opium, but I'm sure you've heard of morphine, heroin, and codeine. All very great juices that you can usually find on your grandma's highest shelf. I don't know why she always makes it so hard to reach though. You should definitely give it a try. Heard it tastes like apple juice. Anyways, those all come from the opium poppy. So yeah, it was really bad. And yes, you can argue that Jardine and his band were not at the time fully aware of the consequences of opium, but Jardine kinda gets caught in 4K of this quote. Opium is the safest and most gentleman-like speculation I am aware of. Oh my god, that's lethal. Now just imagine millions of people off that horrible thing. Damn, that would be a sight to see. Actually, you don't have to imagine, just go take a midnight stroll in downtown Cincinnati. That'll do the trick. So back in Britain, around 10% of the average household income was being spent on tea. Now kids, how do we treat crippling addictions like this? Go to rehab? Talk about it? Work out a strong comprehensive plan? No. That's for absolute puss. The real way to treat addiction is to fight addiction with addiction. 93 addiction. It's beautiful. It creates the greatest lose-lose situation imaginable. So Britain, with nothing much left to trade with the Chinese, because they literally gave them all their silver, was left in a weird situation. So they basically said the same thing every teenage boy says after seeing one episode of Narco. Oh, fuck it. Time to become a drug dealer. What's the worst that can happen? Oh, poor choice of words there, bud. How about 14 million people in China alone becoming full-on opium zombies, crippling Chinese productivity for decades to come? Oh, hey Jardine, what's with that bulging bump on your head? Oh, that? It's just a little scratch from the other day. Yeah, true story. Once apparently Jardine was walking in Canton and a man smashed his head with a bat, earning him the nickname the Iron-Headed Old Rat, after he just walked it off like nothing happened. Oh, and don't ask me how the altercation happened. My guess is as good as yours. 99 rat. Okay, so now with the Honorable East India Company power diminishing and the Jardine and Matheson Co. completely flourishing, boy did our favorite surgeon Jardine find himself in a good spot. But this just wasn't enough for the old rat. No, he wanted more. His one little port in Canton wasn't gonna cut it. He needed more. And it was time to flex his muscles against, in his eyes, the strict and oppressive Chinese. But what's he gonna do? Have a war because of opium? Pff, that's crazy, never gonna happen. Now cue in an absolute Chinese legend. The sheer hate this man had for opium, although justifiable, was just a bit too extreme. In 1839, in hopes of sending a strong message not just to Britain, but to the whole goddamn world, Lin basically sieged the whole entire warehouse, cut off all of their supplies, almost starved them to death, and then put them into house arrest. And he wasn't even finished. The man's bulging red eyes located the precious opium and lit it up. Nobody said a word. What did I just do? Oh, you're done, bud. In total, he ended up burning around 1,150,000 kilograms of opium. Wow, the absolute madman. To put that into perspective, that's 8,214 times Lizzo's weight. Anyways, everybody says that Jardine was completely furious when he got the news. But, oh boy, do you know he was happy. This is exactly what he wanted. A great excuse to completely trample a drugged and technologically backward China and get exactly what he wanted. He ended up basically kind of declaring war himself, giving Parliament a full war plan with logistics and literally everything you can possibly think of to win a war. At that point, he might as well have been the emperor. So let's get this straight. A literal Scottish drug dealer had the power to more or less persuade the British Empire, at the height of its power, to wage war on China. Man, if that doesn't deserve the greatest drug lord status, I really don't know what does. 99 drug lord. Oh yeah, and he got exactly what he wanted from the war. And most importantly, the precious rock that is now today Hong Kong. Oh, that reminds me, a big thanks to our sponsor HSB. Never mind. And then he died of stomach cancer 2 years into retirement at the ripe old age of 59, not really having the time to enjoy the fruits of his labor. A bit fitting for his character. He also never married and probably was a virgin. Sigma male trillionaire grind set. 0 bitches. Anyways, I feel very comfortable giving Jardine a 91 overall rating. A remarkable character to say the least. Well, I guess moral of the story is, crime pays, kids. Crime pays.